friends. Haven't made a video in a while. Well, a full-length video, and I thought I would do one because I got inspired by this recipe from the New York Times cooking page about pickled cabbage. And well, two things I love: pickles, and then the other thing is veggies. I love green veggies. I have this beautiful Taiwanese cabbage here. Gorgeous, right? If you didn't know the difference between a regular American cabbage or a, I don't know, European cabbage, then a Taiwanese cabbage is that, look, Taiwanese cabbage are very flat. It's not round like a big round head, but a flat head and flat and wide. And the wonderful thing about them is they're sweeter, they're crispier, and they're less stringy. So it works great to make pickles. So today we're going to make this recipe from the New York Times, and hopefully it comes out good, and then we'll have it as a little side dish with our dinner. So I'm just going to give this a quick rinse. Here, oops, sorry, my basil, this is my beautiful Thai basil that, look, it's sprouting roots. So hopefully I will plant this in the garden. Just wanted to show you. See these little roots? If you ever get basil from the farmer's market or cuttings from a friend, if you put it in water, it'll grow little roots, and then you can have your own basil plant. So once this sprouts more roots, I'm going to plant it outside. And look how pretty it is. Okay, back to the cabbage making. So I have this huge cabbage here. This is probably about 2.5 pounds, and we only need about 1 pound of cabbage. So I'm going to just maybe use like 1/3 of it. But the best thing to do is just kind of cut it and then cut a piece off like this. There you go. Ooh, you can hear how crispy it is. There we go. Look at this beautiful cabbage. But you can kind of see how thin, like this cabbage is thin and crispy and less stringy. We didn't cut, this part still has the heart in it, which is tough. So usually if you're going to use the cabbage, you would cut that out, but we're not going to use this half. We'll save that for cooking, and we'll just make the pickles with this half or this third. And then you just want to cut it into bite-sized pieces. And if you prefer chunkier pieces, then feel free to cut it bigger. There you go. Throw this in my pot here. And did you know that cabbage is great for making pickles because it has this like natural bacteria in it that's good for your gut. So cabbage, a cruciferous vegetable, is very good for you. Eaten fresh, raw, or pickled. Also makes a great stir fry. It's a very healthy vegetable to eat. Okay, look at that, how that little, once you chop it up, you get all this extra cabbage. Okay, I'm going to chop up this part. Also, cabbage is used to make kimchi, which is another delicious Korean pickle, but we're not going to make that recipe today because this recipe is not spicy, and I'm kind of a low tolerance spice girl. And I'm sure people who want it spicy can just throw some hot sauce on it after. But there's our cabbage chopped up. And then what you do is you sprinkle some salt on top. And the reason that you sprinkle salt is to kind of get the moisture out of it. And then you massage it. Okay, hopefully you don't have any cuts or things on your finger because this will really hurt if that happens. So I'm just going to massage this for a little while until all the liquid comes out. Okay, we'll see what happens. Okay, as I'm massaging, you can kind of see it glistening, but that's the moisture. The salt is pulling the moisture out of this. And you can't really see the water yet, but I'll show you once that gets going. So just going to do this for a few more minutes. Okay, it's been like 2 or 3 minutes, and I think it's getting close because look at all this liquid on my hand, how wet it is. All the liquid's starting to come out of the cabbage. And I've never made this recipe before because usually I use vinegar, but I guess this recipe doesn't call for vinegar, just salt, kosher salt actually. And then I'm just gonna like try a piece and see what it tastes like. Because you can just kind of eat raw cabbage, but already pretty tasty just with the salt on it. Okay. Now, the recipe does say to drain any excess liquid. I don't know how much excess liquid is here, but let's see. Okay, I'm gonna try to drain this over the sink. See if any liquid comes out. Hello. Don't want to lose some cabbage. I don't see any liquid. Okay, I guess there's not excess liquid. All right. It feels very wet on the bottom, but well, I guess you can see a little bit of liquid down here. But like, I guess it's not enough to like to drain. Okay, but you can kind of see it like flatten down a bit with the salt. Okay, now it says to chop 2 medium garlic cloves. Okay, I'm gonna do that now. Put this over here and then grab my garlic. And actually, I got this fresh garlic from the farmer's market. Look, have you ever seen this? The garlic with stem on it still. So this was recently harvested and then it's drying up. But I think I'll get 2 fresh cloves from here. There we go. Look how beautiful this garlic is. Okay, 1, 2. Oops, and then a little baby one. We might as well use that one too. And I have my handy dandy garlic smasher here. And then just give it a smash. Boink. And I don't have one of those special devices for crushing garlic, so I'm just gonna do it the old-fashioned way, where you take the garlic out of the peel and then just chop it up to crush it. Okay, oops, I guess this is more sticky. Okay, let's put it over there. Alrighty. Too bad I can't smell through the phone, but it smells very garlicky and yummy. Okay, so let's go like this. Smash it up, chop it up. And this. Yeah, that's pretty crushed. I probably should chop it a little bit more because nobody likes a big, huge clump of garlic taste. Unless, well, I guess some people love huge garlic, but I think it'll be better to chop it up as much as possible. Okay, pause. That looks pretty finely chopped. I'm going to add that to my mixture here. There we go, the garlic in there. And then with the garlic, this is a pretty simple recipe actually. It says 2 tablespoons of sesame oil and 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds. So let me go get my sesame oil. I will show you the one that I like. Pause. Okay, so I love this sesame oil, but this comes all the way from Taiwan. So if you're not going to Taiwan anytime soon, this is also a wonderful sesame oil. This is a Japanese brand, and you can buy it at your local Japanese supermarket. And I think it's also available online. Okay, and then 2 tablespoons. So I'm not going to use a spoon. I'll just drizzle it on top, like about 2. 1, 2. Okay, that's about 2 tablespoons. And then 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds. Okay, I'll just approximate. That's good. That's about 1 tablespoon. There we go. Okay, and now, oh, and then this white sesame seed I got from, this one is from Korea, and I bought it in the Korean market. But I'm sure, interesting enough, it says manufactured in Ontario. So, but it's just a nice sesame seed without preservatives. And then I'm gonna mix this up. Ready? Pause. Okay, I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna use my chopsticks because I don't need my fingers to smell like sesame and garlic. It was okay to, I think the cabbage and salt didn't really have too much smell, but that looks yummy already. Okay, that's a very simple recipe of pickled cabbage. I'm gonna get a nice little bowl here so that we can make it look pretty before we try some. Okay, now we have a big serving, so we can have that for dinner, but I'm just gonna put some in a little bowl to try some and eat it as a snack so I can see if it came out good. Smells really good though. Okay, there you go. Doesn't that look lovely? Would you like to try some, cameraman, or should I just try some? Okay, I'll try some. All right, I'm sure this would go great as a side dish to like some barbecue, short ribs or fish or anything because it's such a versatile thing. That's yummy. I think I could just eat that by itself. Yummy. Crispy, a little salty, a little sweet, and definitely fragrant with the garlic and sesame oil. Yummy. Okay, have fun, guys. Hope you guys enjoy making this recipe, and I will attach the link to my post below. You can make it for your family.